Hi, everybody. So I decided to do my presentation on Latinx stereotypes in the media because I found that to be a really interesting topic for us over this short class. To start, I kind of grouped four categories um, into what we had going on. So, Latinx stereotypes in the media that need to go. So, the first one is the spicy Latina. It's got to go. The maid, the gangbanger, and then also the Spanish only speaker. So the spicy Latina. So this trope that portrays Latin women as exotic and hot blooded is stubbornly persisting in the media, and it's creating a lasting impression of Latinas as volatile and combative and hypersexual. And this stereotype objectifies Latinas, and it makes their like multi-dimensional looks and personalities invisible to society, which is obviously harmful. The second was the maid. So I was like in no way short on pictures of Latina maids. Hollywood loves Latinxes as janitors or maids, and between 1996 and 2014, 69% of maids in television and film were Latina. And there definitely needs to be pushback on media for depicting Latinas in this like marginalized way. The third, again, is the gangbanger stereotype. Latin men and women are often portrayed as violent criminals or gangbangers, and this depiction is generally inaccurate and it forces a false opinion of Latinxes as a whole. The fourth was the Spanish only speaker. So, this stereotype is heavily present with people assuming Latin American people they encounter on a daily basis don't understand a word that they're saying. And this also emphasizes the stereotype that all Latinxes speak Spanish, which isn't true. The prevalence of these types of characters paints an incomplete picture of an entire community, just as the rest of the stereotypes that I have mentioned is just really painting them into a corner. So as far as my final thoughts, there are like many other stereotypes that I didn't mention that are portrayed in media and otherwise. All Latinos are Latin lovers, or they don't know how to control their temper, and they all have these huge families, and all Latinxes look the same, and their intelligence is commonly judged on their English competency. There's an assumption that they're all illegal, and all Latinxes are loud, and this horrible stereotype that all Latinxes come from poverty, and also that if you're Latinx, that you must be from Mexico. So, these broad generalizations are very obviously harmful, and Latinas are more than spicy exotic candy available to all, and they deserve for the media and the world to see them as such, and this begins with accurate representations. I thought it would be best to end this section of my presentation with a quote from Jennifer Lopez. The quote was, "People underestimate me, and they always have, and maybe that's for the best. It's fun to prove them wrong." End quote. So I want to move on to the impact of this course. We have obviously all learned the same course content. So I wanted to take this chance to dive a little bit deeper into what I'm walking away from this class with. So the first thing is that I am a privileged white American woman. I don't have to worry about finding a Band-Aid to match my skin color or flipping on the TV to see a racially stereotyped version of me being represented. I don't need to smuggle drugs or become a prostitute in order to survive. I damn sure don't have to worry about fleeing my country with nothing at all, and just to be sexually harassed every part of my journey to a safe home. I was able to utilize this class to remember I am living the American dream and all my possibilities are in reach. And most of all, I've learned to check my privilege. The second thing is that the world is a pretty crazy place. There is a lot of hardship, inequality, and negativity all over the world right now. And women still make 79% of what men make. Young women and girls are often denied access to basic education. But for every negative experience, trend, or statistic, there are countless activists, women and men who dedicate their lives to creating change. And stories of change and kindness are not always told, but they are there, and feminist activism reminds me of those untold stories every day. The third thing that I've learned is that self-care is critical. This may seem out of place, but I've taken 3 women's studies courses this semester, and activism can be draining, and remaining optimistic can be difficult. Women's studies can be a pretty heavy subject, and I'm not going to lie, it can be pretty depressing sometimes, and dwelling on the things you learn can take a toll. You can't solve all of the world's problems at once, but in order to even try to accomplish that task, you need to be healthy and happy, and you need to take care of yourself. 4, that we need to contribute to change. There are so many ways to fight for equality. Change isn't going to happen without people like you and people like me doing what we can to make the world a better place. 5, we've got a lot of work to do. So we see headlines and we read stories, but we still have a long way to go. And gender equality is going to be a lifelong project. It involves challenging stereotypes and breaking barriers and acknowledging experiences and changing laws, but it's worth the work. And then 6 is women are pretty badass, and I apologize for the bad word, but I think this one explains itself. So thank you. I want to take a minute to thank you all for your lovely comments and engaging videos, and Professor Leon for giving me the opportunity to learn this content. It has been eye-opening and has changed me in profound ways, and I know that moving forward, I will be a better person. So thank you.